Hello, my name is Asaskia Thomas. I am 25 years old. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, and I'm a model. Some of my interests, I would say, is like I love music and I love to dance. Like the arts are my thing.
My name is Justin Saluso. I just turned 25 yesterday. And thank you. And I'm like a creative person. I like to do modeling. I like to play guitar, play music. I like to dance, explore, and stuff like that.
My name is Afisha Superville. I am 28 years old. I'm originally from Trinidad. However, I've been living in Brooklyn for about half of my age at this point. And I am a photographer. I have a podcast called Place Feeling Podcast. And I am a healing coach on Sundays.
My name is Seven. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm a music producer, podcaster, engineer, all around entertainment mogul in the making. 25 years old, and that's it. That's me.
My name's Allison. I'm 26. I am a singer-songwriter and just like creative. I also dabble in photography a little bit.
My name is McFreddy Antoine. I'm 26. Do acting and comedy. I say that's most of my interests right now.
I am currently single.
Are you looking?
Am I looking? I would say I'm looking, but not seriously. I'm looking to have fun. How about that?
I am in a relationship. I've been in a relationship for coming 5 years in May. So, yeah.
Single in a relationship.
Single relationship, not phone. No, I'm single. Just dating. I'm single.
I'm single. I'm not really dating right now. I guess not by choice. I just like it just is what it is. Yeah. I'm trying to like focus on myself, which I feel like everyone is saying right now. But it's true. Like, you know, you're like your first love. I guess you have to like focus on yourself and like figure your shit out. And I guess not put so much emphasis on a relationship, especially if they haven't like worked out in the past. It's like I'm over it. I'm just like, if it comes, it comes. And you know, if it doesn't, I hope it does. But if it doesn't, then you know.
What do you love the most about yourself? Ooh, I like this question. What I love most about myself? I would say my introvertness is what I really love about myself. Just having the option of whether I want to socialize or just want to, you know, be in my solitude is what I love about myself. Because I've realized, like, it's like as you get older, a lot of people struggle being alone. Like they always feel lonely or in their little solitude, and like they need to get out, need to socialize. But I just like having that option of not needing other people. Like I could be comfortable in my own skin, in my own little, you know, bubble, and be content. And if I want, I can always go out and socialize and like be with people. But at the end of the day, I'm comfortable like being by myself.
What do you think the purpose of love is?
I feel like love is like a necessity, even though the older that we get, we don't really feel like it is. Like, you have a baby, and if you don't really care for the baby, it's going to die. Like, if you don't hug it and cuddle it and caress it, it's not going to have life. If you, like, look at studies of different plants, like, if you play audio that has, like, positive affirmations, it grows a lot more than the one who's been neglected or the one that has, like, negative affirmations spoken to it. And it's just, like, you could just, like, see and, like, love is growth. Love is essential to life. And it's what we look forward to. It's why we want to be in. It's like why we want to be in relationships even if we're single, because we feel like we need love, even if it's from anybody, not even necessarily the right person. I feel like it's what motivates people to be successful, because like, yeah, they want like stability and money, but they really want people to look at them and love them for what they are and what they are able to have.
I love love. It's the magnetic force of us all. You know what I'm saying? It's what we radiate by. It's the battery for all humans. everything, really.
I never personally really believed in the fairy tale type relationship. I thought watching Disney and seeing people fall in love, like I love seeing people fall in love and I love seeing people get their person and stuff like that. But I grew up in a household where like my dad was physically abusive towards my dad. So that was like I knew what people were capable of at like a young age. So I never really like played into, well, I want to have my prince, and no, I just wanted to find my person. But I knew that it wasn't gonna just be what I saw in movies, and then it was gonna be something that was gonna be hard or harder than the movies made it seem.
Share your unpopular opinion on love. That's a good one. That's a good one. Share my unpopular opinion of love. Love. It's so weird. Like, my unpopular opinion of love. I think that, you can't really define it. I feel like there's so many different ways you can show love, so many ways you can be love. And I feel like there's a big emphasis on like romantic love, but there's a lot of other types of love. But I guess, that's not really unpopular, but I think it's just that you can't really put it in a box. I think that's where we all go wrong, because we have this idea of what love's supposed to be, and I think that, I guess you just have to experience it, or because everyone's opinion of love is different. So it's like, I think if we all approach it the same way, how can that work when there's so many different types of people? So there has to be like crazy different amounts of love, maybe, I guess.
What is something maybe from your past experiences or relationships that you had a mental block on that you kind of like worked through?
I would say the idea of having a soulmate. I used to like base a lot of things on sitcoms, and that's not out there at all. But I would say that I was dating one person I felt like just fit, and off of like it was a lot of grand gestures or like a lot of meaning to it, or certain things, like a lot of coincidence that was happening. I was like, oh, this is probably it. And while we were dating, a lot of other things were happening, and while they were happening, it was just like, it wasn't like any cheating or anything involved. It was just more so like, it was new to me. Like I didn't like certain parts of them or certain parts of friends that they had, and I didn't want to just, I guess, leave the relationship because of that, because it didn't really involve the person. But it was, I saw that it was a mental block, and it was something that that I was so used to one routine or basing my dating life on these type of expectations, that once I learned how to, okay, like maybe you gotta look for something different, or maybe you just need to step out of the box. I saw that it kind of wasn't what I want in a soulmate per se, and it gave me a clear mind for dating in the future. Like I do believe in the idea of soulmates. I just started to like fall back on the idea of, okay, it needs to be like right then and there when you meet the person, and from there on, that's when you build. You might not know it, and that's okay. You may know it. You may feel something. You may feel something, and you may be right, but you may not feel something, and a person can be a person for you.
Are you on dating apps? If yes, how has it been? If no, why not? I used to be on dating apps. I used to be on Tinder. I used to be on a lot of them. Like, I'm going friend. But dating apps, they're more stressful than they are. Dating apps are for people who are lonely and want like a little, pick me up, a little booty call just for like the meantime. And then after that, that's just pretty much what Tinder is for. Like nobody really looks for real love on Tinder. And if you're looking for real love on Tinder, I don't know what to say. Like, you really gotta go out into the world to find real love. Like, really talk to people in person, catch a vibe in person versus talk to somebody online. Like you can't really get to know a person's true intentions when talking to them online versus actually seeing them in person. So I deleted all of my dating apps. I'm not on any of them anymore, and I like to go out and actually get to meet people. Yeah.
Would you consider Instagram and like Twitter, Facebook, stuff like that a dating app?
Damn, that's a good question too. You got mad good questions. Actually, yeah, I would consider those dating apps. They're just more social than Tinder or any other the dating apps would be. But they could be in a category of a dating app because you may see somebody online that you like. You check their page, and their page probably aligns with some things that you have in value or your morals or whatever. And you're like, you know what? Let me hit this person up and see how far I can take it if the person actually responds to me. And it's kind of the same thing with Tinder. You're scrolling through pages, you see somebody where the bio might matches up with you. You like their pictures, and you're like, you know what? Let me hit this person up and see what they're about. It's pretty much the same concept. Just one is focused directly towards like dating and getting relationships and stuff like that, and one is just strictly social.
Are you on any dating apps? I'm not on any dating apps during the moment, but like I've been on dating apps in the past. I've never really liked the experience of them because it's just like I feel like it just desensitizes people. Like you have a certain archetype of what you like, you just swipe left, swipe right. You're not really getting to meet people for who they are, but you're just like liking certain traits and just like focusing on that instead of the people themselves.
This is a good one. What did love look like to you as a kid? Has your experience been similar? Fuck no. So growing up, like I think we all can share, like we had like this very fantasy, ideal Disney Channel, Disney movie bullshit vision of love. Like even if we had the reality, the expectation of like, it's gonna be bad, but it's not gonna be that bad. No, it's gonna be that bad. Like it's probably gonna be 10 times worse because that's not how it goes. You know what I'm saying? But we grow up with entertainment, media, and all these things. It's like showing like this fairy book bullshit love, like The Notebook. Like that's not fucking real. That's not how it happens. You know what I mean? Princess and the Frog, like all these movies, like they kind of gear our perception of love, but in a very warped way, and it's not like that. So that's how I grew up thinking, like very just like super. I don't even want to call it like a hopeless romantic, but just romance with minor bumps and bruises, and that's not love itself, because I feel like love is like 90% emotionless. It has nothing to do with emotions because emotions are fickle and they're fleeting. It has things to do with like trust, commitment, bro. Like when shit is really like bad, what are you doing in those moments? You know what I mean? Like, cause those are like the real difference makers of like how solid somebody is, and that's what I look for most in relationships. Like, I don't give a fuck about all like the rainbows and butterflies and all like the good shit, because everybody says good things when things are good. The feelings are magnified. So it's like, oh yeah, I love you, I feel you, da 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 da. I love to see how people move in times of conflict. I love it because like it exposes what's really real.
Okay, describe your perfect date. My perfect date is just honestly, it could be in my bed, just like being with the person all day, like no distractions, no phone, watching movies, talking, playing games. I love to play Uno. I feel like that's like that's one of the perfect dates.
What do I love most about myself? That's a hard question. Really put me on the spot. I try my best not to be judgmental. Like, people are so different, and a lot of times we like to pick and choose as a society what we want to accept about people, regardless if it's like race or religion or orientation or like the things that we identify with. But it's just like we really focus on the things about that divide us that are really just, we're all just people and we all have the same struggles, we all have the same emotions, and it's just like we shouldn't really focus on our differences, and that's what I like about myself, I guess.
Love can be a beautiful thing if it's very genuine. If it's not, then it could take you to like very, very, I don't want to say what dark paths, but for lack of a better word, I gotta use dark path. But I feel like love can be very genuine if you use it correctly.
How did your first heartbreak change you? Damn, that's a good one. How did my first heartbreak change me? I guess my first heartbreak, like the one that I guess really like stands out to me, how it changed me. I guess because it was like my first boyfriend, like ever. And then when things ended, I was like, damn, like I think that's where it all started with me, like fighting so hard for stuff, because it was like that was my first boyfriend. And it felt like so like intense, because it was like, wow, like I never felt this way before about someone, like oh my god. And then the way that it ended, I was just like, what the fuck, like really, after all this, and this is how you gonna do me? So I guess how it changed me was like, it's kind of like where like I felt like I needed to be weary of people, or weary of like being romantic with someone, because it's like it could be so good, and then when it crashes down, like that hurt just feels like something that like that you never felt before. It's like, wow, like you know, like when you really feel like your heart hurts, like that feeling, and like your stomach hurts, and you feel like just but yeah, I think that's how it changed me. It's just like, I guess being more cautious of like getting deep with people or with someone.
I've been doing the work, you know, healing, growing, therapy, all the blah, 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 right? And I took that time to, you know, develop myself because of, you know, an enormous amount of reasons. But one of the reasons was that, like, I saw a pattern in the longevity of my dating relationships, from, you know, ranging from things within myself to even like who I was choosing and etc. And you know, that plays a part into how long the relationship can even last. You feel me?
Have you ever considered being in like a polyamorous relationship?
Seriously? And I say that because it's very conflicting, and I think it can get really tiring trying to balance two different people. You might have to be different person with one person and different for the next one, and that's just if you telling the truth. If you're not telling the truth, then it's very conflicting there too, because it's basically just line on top of line on top of line. But yeah, I personally feel like I would burn out in a polyamorous relationship.
Do you laugh a lot in your relationship?
All the time. I'm like cracking a joke every 5 seconds.
What is the biggest similarity you guys share?
The biggest similarity is that I would say that we hold like deep conversations. Also that we both have locks. So here, so that's one. And we've known each other since high school.
Do you think that when you're in a relationship with someone, that it is a part of your role to bring them peace?
I guess when I was younger, I felt like it was like a major role. Now it's like, if that person doesn't have peace with themselves, there's nothing you could really do about that. But you should, bring some type of peace. They should be able to come to you to relax or for a certain type of help, especially if you doing it. If y'all, it's just you guys.
Do you know when you're gonna be ready?
I feel like I'm ready now. Personally, I'm ready now. But now with things taking off in my career, I'm not ready for a long time.
Yeah.
Because it's like, y'all had y'all chance. You should have got me when I was hot. But now it's like, I'm planning to continue. I'm not trying to slow down. You know what?
Do you think a relationship or dating will slow you down?
Because I knew you was gonna say that, so let me kind of clean up a little bit. So the right partner is a vitamin to your life. The wrong partner is everything but that. And that's the only way I would enter a relationship is if the woman I meet is like literally adding like just countless benefits to me. Like it's nothing but plus signs. You know what I mean? And it's not to say like in that naive way, like there's not gonna be some flaws or errors there, but having this person in my life, a part of my life, is beneficial to me in my movement and not like literally taking me away.
No, I feel like I'm the type of person where it's like, yeah, I'll be cautious. Obviously not cautious enough, but like, but I don't know. I'm the type of person where it's like I kind of just go all in because I'm like, life is short, and it's like, if you don't do this right now, like, who knows what other opportunity you're gonna have, or who knows when you're gonna have this moment again. I'm kind of like live in the moment person, but also kind of like low key cautious, but not really. I don't know, but yeah, I feel like I definitely still dive in. I think that's the part of love. It's like, I mean, I guess there's people that have been so hurt, even though I feel like my heartbreak, it hurt, but it wasn't like, oh yeah, my heartbreak, it hurt, but it wasn't like some crazy heartbreak where it's like, it was like some crazy shit, like it was a baby mom, or it was like something ridiculous. It was basically just like we grew apart, and it's like more like miscommunication.
How would you define intimacy? I feel like intimacy is just willing to be transparent with another person. Like, people can have sex, people can go on dates, like people can spend copious amounts of time with each other, but not really get to know each other. I feel like intimacy is like you taking the initiative to be willing to be vulnerable in front of somebody, because that's the most scary thing. Like, somebody seeing you for what you are, somebody seeing you for your insecurities. And it's just like, I feel like once you reach that point where you're like willing to share with somebody, like share all of yourself with somebody, that's like intimacy. And it doesn't even have to be physical. It could just be like a very personal, transparent conversation.
I feel peaceful when I am like home by myself, especially if my house encompasses other people, so sometimes being there with them isn't always the most peaceful, so my alone time is when I feel most peaceful.
What is the best thing about being in a relationship with you? I think the best thing is that like I'm really like cuddly and like lovey-dovey, like I love like cuddling and hugging and kissing, and I guess like I'm kind of a like romantic, I would say. So I think that's like a good part, and also like I just like having fun, like laughing and just like binge watching shows and eating and just like chilling, like. So I think just like the like spending time with me, like I don't want to sound like crazy, but like just like spending time, like quality time, I feel like that's important to me. So like when I am doing that, I feel like it's a good feeling, I think, like good vibes.
So you're saying you're a good time?
Yeah, I think I'm a good time. Yeah.
In one word, what is the purpose of relationships? I think that's such a multifaceted question. That's such a broad question. Like, and then it's obviously subjective too and objective. One word, what's the purpose? They're good. They're good. And one word, I would say. I keep trying to think of other shit, but the only word that comes in my mind is evolution. I think that's just evolution, like for you both to evolve yourselves, and in turn, hopefully, you know, as you merge and become one, y'all can evolve elsewhere. Like y'all can evolve the community, y'all can evolve the world, y'all can evolve everybody else who come in contact with y'all. Because as a unit, y'all solid.
The question was, are you ready for love? All the time. All the time.
Why do you say that?
I say it because it's fun. It's supposed to be fun in my opinion. Love's supposed to be fun, and who doesn't want to have fun while being in love and being with that one person, learning about that one person. So yeah, for me, I'm always ready for it. If it's there, if it's for me. If it's not, then I can't step aside with that.
Don't put your self-worth or like how you value your self-worth into how other people treat you.
So it's just like, I feel like I've made peace with who I am and like what I'm looking for. And it's just like, if I find somebody else that reflects that, that's cool. If not, I'm just chilling.
What is your favorite affirmation? My favorite affirmation is you were the shit, you will always be the shit, you never was the shit. I tell myself that all the time, like, yo, you the shit, you will always be the shit. You was never not once the shit, like, you the shit, and that's my affirmation.